Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think all joking aside, we're witnessing a completely unprecedented gutting of the government. But it's not just a gutting of the government. That's one thing. It's a gutting of the government, and it's a an intentional flooding of the government with loyalists who will execute the law in the president's favor instead of the favor of the American people. Both of those things, I think, are egregious and history making developments. Even if all Donald Trump was doing was just trying to hollow out the government to save money, it would be huge and an extraordinary news story in its own right, because the American people would lose services from the National Weather Service to healthcare at CDC to protection of nuclear weapons, you name it. That gutting of the civil service is having enormous destructive impact. And yet, that's not all they're doing, because the intent is to clear out those jobs so that they can fill those jobs with people who will go execute the law the way the president wants to. And let me tell you, from having worked for Donald Trump, how he wants to use the law. He wants to execute the laws to create leverage. In almost every decision I ever saw him make, and most of them were on homeland security issues, he didn't make the decision in the best interest of the country or the American people. He made decisions to get leverage over other people. So if there were wildfires in California and he had the opportunity to disperse aid to people whose houses burned down, well, he wanted to wait to disperse that aid until he could get on the phone with the Democratic governor and say, basically, what do I get for it? If you want people to actually get money to rebuild their homes, we've got to make some kind of trade. That's how Donald Trump views government. And he wants to use your government and your dollars to get leverage over you and your mayors and your governors. That's what he wants to do, and he can't do it all by himself. I mean, that was one of the big takeaways from the first term, is he hated that there were people like me who are conservatives who went into the Trump administration and didn't want to break the law, right? I'll swat down the misconception that Miles Taylor and the deep state were saying no to Donald Trump's lawful orders. Oh, if the president could do something lawfully, it wasn't my damn job to tell him, well, Mr. President, I don't like it that you want to do that, so we're not going to do that. No, I didn't do that shit. But if the president wanted to do something illegal or unconstitutional, you bet your ass I wasn't going to go execute that, and certainly not going to do it for a man like that. And those are the type of people you want in government. Donald Trump did not want those people in government because he wanted to do things that were illegal and constitution and unconstitutional all the time. And you know what's amazing about this to me, Brian, is I spent years talking about that. And of course, getting blasted by the MAGA right. This is BS. What Miles Taylor is saying is preposterous. Donald Trump doesn't want to do illegal and unconstitutional things. Just look at the first 7 months of this administration. He has had dozens of court rulings come out against him showing that the things he wants to do are illegal and unconstitutional. I wasn't lying, folks. Whether you liked the access of adults or not, those people were stopping Donald Trump from doing things that broke the law and violated the Constitution. And now he has the team he wants, but he's not satisfied with just the cabinet secretaries and their lieutenants being the people who will go break the law for him. He wants your whole federal government to be stocked with those loyalists. And that, to me, is the biggest story of corruption in all the history of America. I don't mean since Watergate. I don't mean since the early 20th century. I mean in the entire 249 years of this country, the biggest story of corruption is Donald Trump trying to replace the federal government with people who will serve